is prepared, but with caviar. You know what I mean? Like everybody always sells it in tins, and they give you this stuff, but because right now at the restaurant we're running a caviar tartine. So slice of bread, buffalo milk stracciatella, the tartine, chive oil, and freeze dried onion flowers that survived from the fires and all that. And just doing that dish, from Chef Costello, that's what I learned. Using caviar as like an ingredient to dress a dish.
Yes.
Instead of just like, okay, here's your caviar, here's your piece of bread, and here's, you know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that at home when we're fortunate enough to have some caviar left over after a tasting or something, but we'll mix it in with some soft scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
And some creme fraiche. Yeah. And like some crusty bread and scoop that up. Oh, that's how we like to enjoy it. Or in a French onion dip with Ruffles.
Amazing. We had this grilled spiny tail lobster with that butter over it. What the hell were we talking about?
I don't know, but now I'm starving and high. It's not a good combination.
Spiny lobster. I was like, what the fuck did I just say? No.
Spiny-tailed lobster?
Spiny-tailed lobster, and then we would take the caviar, break it with buttermilk, and then just like sauce it with that and serve it cold after it got grilled in the shell. All Chef Costello's idea, but amazing.
Shout out to Chef Costello.
Shout out to Chef Costello. Who will be on the podcast next, by the way.
Wow. I can't wait to listen to that.
Yeah, it'll be a good one for sure. A lot of years spent with that man, so it's good things. All right, let's see. So you're doing humanitarian work, and through your OnlyFans page, how are you getting the message across that you're raising money?
Oh, I already raised the money. It got sent to the Red Cross.
Oh, got you.
It was amazing.
You're doing that on your own then. You're getting paid and then you're giving the money to the Red Cross.
Yes.
It's not like...
the reason I did it is because I was auctioning off my glasses from my time in the industry. And it was my first time ever using eBay, and I probably shouldn't have done it for something that started going for $100,000. But the first time I put it up, eBay deleted the page. And... that made me very mad because it was already at 100,000 and I didn't think it would get back up to that.
Yeah.
And then they reinstated it and protected it, and it did.
Did they think it was some...
Yeah. Of course. They thought it was fake. Yeah.
Okay. And then you were like, no, I'm actually being Khalifa. This is...
Yeah, I started tagging them on Instagram and Twitter and like...
complaining?
Yeah, I was a complete Karen publicly. I was like, I need to speak to customer service right now. And they're like, whoa, calm down.
They're like, we're getting harassed online by Mia Khalifa. You need to call her.
Oh, God, I'm surprised they didn't just block me. But no, thankfully they reached out to me. Yeah. But the first seller was a total creep who just wanted to meet in a parking lot and exchange cash. So I was like,
that's fucking weird.
Pass on that. Next, the bad thing is that eBay only gives you, I think, like a week before they make you move on to the next bidder. And then once I had to move on to I moved on from to 5 bidders, and then it was at 93,000. And at that point I was like, well, I don't want to sell it for less than that. So I held on to the glasses and decided to donate the 100,000. Cool.
Awesome. And how did you hook that up? Did you just call the Red Cross and say, hey, I'm going to wire you this money?
Well, I had to call my bank and tell them, hey, I'm sending money to a Middle Eastern third world, basically, country now.
Yeah.
Please don't freeze my accounts.
Yeah.
And then they still proceeded to freeze my accounts.
They're like, that's
so it took 2 fucking weeks to get this wire over. But yeah, it ended up being wired over.
Okay, cool.
Successfully.
Do they let you know sort of how that money is being spent? Or are they just like, it's ours now?
Yeah, on their Instagram, actually, they do a weekly infographic of exactly how many people were served, how many things were rebuilt, how many resources were deployed, and how much money was spent each week. So
that's nice.
They're very transparent about where the funds are going and the people who are being helped.
That's nice, because that's always my fear. You give money to something and it's like, is it going to the right places? Is it going into someone's pocket? Are the real people going to see it that need it?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is with the regular Red Cross.
Yeah.
I do not like donating to them. Mm-hmm. There's no way to know where your money is going. I'd rather donate to small local charities or GoFundMes or things like that are started by people and going directly to those people.
Exactly. Yeah, I just recently I donated to a GoFundMe for this family that had lost their house during the fire, and they worked at the farm. This farm I used to work with, and it was so sad because they basically protected the owners of the farm, protected their home, but then their home got destroyed, right? So basically they had a GoFundMe, it became successful, like they were able to buy their own house. But I felt the need to, I was like, bring them in for dinner. You know
That's so sweet of you.
Because like people, like hardworking immigrant families, I'm not saying all of them, but for the most part, they're working, right? They're not really worried about going out to eat or like making sure they have dates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like that's something that's lacking in our industry. It's like because we go out to eat as chefs and as cooks but they don't really, I don't think they really see the value in it because they're like, and being at home with your family is awesome, you know what I'm saying? But I think you definitely have to make time for the relationship.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what keeps everything going.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been a night away and for that family to get their mind off of everything.
Exactly.
You got to think about how stressful mealtime probably is.
Oh, for sure. And we were donating to the Boys and Girls Club. We were making meals for them every week. So, Chef always has really good intentions when it comes to hard times. And, 12 days, we donate money from there.
Oh, the toy drive. That's
exactly,
right.
The toy drive. We have a toy drive at Charter Oak. We have 5% of proceeds from family dinner, which is our higher end option, which is now in a yurt. So get yourself that.
Oh, I saw the photos. It looks beautiful.
The yurts are sick. Like at first when they came, I was like, I don't know about this.
That's where everyone's staying at our wedding, by the way. It's just a yurt camp.
Cool.
So
That's
when
awesome.
I saw that on the Charter Oak page, I was, it looks so cozy and beautiful.
Tell me this, with your wedding that's coming up, did you have to change sort of the layout of it if we were still in this time so you could still
It is
have
not,
it?
I'm absolutely not doing that.
Okay.
No, that's not even an option.
That's why you moved it so far back.
Yes.
Okay.
There are people coming from overseas. I don't want to, oh my God. Just thinking about being near 75 people. Thinking about being near 75 people in general, and then in a pandemic. No, I'm terrified for my wedding. Do you know how many people I'm gonna have to small talk with?
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna be a nightmare.
It's gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be so many hello, how are yous? What have you been up to? It's so nice to see yous.
Wow.
I love everyone who's coming.
I had a cousin of mine who had a small wedding, and she had the wedding. I couldn't go because I was working. But then I was like, hey, why come you didn't have a bigger wedding? And it's like, it's always because, I got to pay for everybody, man. I don't have money for that. And I'm of the mind of like, I'll pay to come to your wedding. Like, I don't get to go to many weddings. I will pay to have a good time at your wedding. You know what I mean? That's worth it for me. For any wedding, to be honest. Like, there's very few weddings that are not fun.
That's a very sweet thing to say because most people are like, oh God, I have to go to a fucking wedding.
Dude, screw people that say that, man.
Love
Weddings are fucking
too.
fun as shit.
They are.
Like, there's this guy that used to work for me, came in for dinner the night after his wedding. And, not only does it get rescheduled because of COVID, he finally has this wedding. He gets a heat stroke during the wedding. The ambulance has to come, fan him off, all that. It was like...
That is so embarrassing.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. But, at the end of the day, he's with the love of his life. So, why not have the ambulance come?
Yeah. Well, the guest list was mostly Robert. Mine is honestly like 20-something people. Mm-hmm. And I had to fight Robert on getting it down from 100 to 75.
Yeah. So...
This is the social fucking butterfly.
He's just
the
a
family.
popular guy, you know what I mean? He's a chef.
He just has so many friends, and it's so annoying.
I'm also very bad at geography, so I have
bombs everywhere.
No idea. I'm always like, I used to date a girl from Sri Lanka. Right, and I always was like, "Oh yeah, you're Indian." And
I hate you so much.
Yeah, I know.
That is the biggest microaggression. It's not even
so
micro.
Sorry. Like I just don't look at maps very often. That
is a macro aggression.
She's just like, "I'm Asian, you fucking asshole," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." So now when people are like, "Yeah, he's Mexican," I was like, "Yeah, I'm Mexican." Oh. Even though
me and Robert are working on his microaggressions towards his Middle Eastern wife that he's too. Innocent and white and privileged to know about. That I didn't know about until I realized, That's why I feel this thing called resentment after someone says something like this. Oh, okay.
I told you, man. He's OG white. He's
really
from
is.
the old country white.
He
He's not. He doesn't have American white privilege, which is much different than
this is the old money version of white privilege.
They had to work for all their privilege. All their smoked salmon companies.
His ancestor was a Viking for this privilege.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they worked for that. You know what I mean? So all the credit to them. They have no privilege.
Shout out to Robert.
Shout out to Robert. Matter of fact, let's do this,
all
Robert.
Right, tap me out.
Get your ass over here.
Tap me out. It's your turn.
I'm gonna get a. Do you guys have any water?
Yeah, of course.
Spontaneous.
Did you feed them something? What is she eating?
Some of that.
Count the mushrooms.
We're back on the air.
Oh, we're back on air?
Oh,
back on the air.
Back on track.
So now we're sitting here with Robert Sandberg, chilling. You have a very well, I don't know if this is true, but your name sounds very American. But you tell me. Is that like a common name back where you're from?
Robert is pretty common. Sandberg is, I guess
It's mostly the Sandberg.
as Swedish as it gets.
Okay.
It gets, it basically translates to Sand Mountain. That's what it is. My middle name is probably more American, though. Gunnar.
Gunnar. Oh, yeah, his middle name's Gunnar.
Your middle name's Gunnar?
Yeah.
But not Gunnar like with an E, like with an A.
Okay.
Gunnar.
Got you.
Very
Yeah,
Texas.
but it's in Sweden. That's pretty old and nerdish.
Sick.
Gunnar.
So born in Sweden.
Born and raised in Sweden.
Very cool.
West Coast. Very, very small town.
What was it called?
Falkenberg.
Okay.
A Falk Mountain, basically. If you translate that also. Everything is mountain. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Everything translates to mountain.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, your parents, like, what did they do when you were growing up?
They were pretty... they were working like many other... all the other people do. They were working in the... Not hospitality. Doctors and psychiatrists.
Whoa.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
it was pretty... It was a good grown-up, but it was pretty strict, I would say.
Yeah,
They
for
know
sure.
all the time. Everything bad you did.
Yeah.
They knew exactly why and why not. And, there was always, it's the peer pressure.
So they're coming at it from like a textbook standpoint.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Got you,
yeah.
got you.
So they were always right, even if I never admit it,
Yeah, for sure. That
but
must
that's how it is.
suck, dude. A doctor, they're like,
Yeah.
they know exactly what's wrong with you, health-wise and mentally.
And now, like, when you're older, you realize, like, yeah, they were right about everything. Like,
Literally. Yeah.
it was not that they were extremely smart. They're grown up. They're, they know what's going on.
Going through the same struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How was it going, I'd never been to Sweden at all,
No.
right? So going to school there, you obviously never went to school in the States, right?
No.
So what was school like? Obviously, like you go to the classroom, sit down, it's all...
Yeah, it's pretty... it's a good school. You do... obviously there's bad stuff and... What are you doing now here?
Huh?
Okay, trying to make fun of me here.
No, I'm taking your video.
You're sitting and laughing and filming it.
I'm smiling at my own... I'm funny to myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm making
never mind.
myself laugh.
No, school is good. Obviously there's bad stuff going on also, but I think it's pretty chill, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best. I was actually younger age. I was very quick learning, very smart, to be honest. And my kind of strategy was to work super hard for like 1-2 months. So, like a book ahead, in math, for example.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
can just chill out.
Okay.
Like, perfect. I'm 4 chapters ahead of the other people.
Okay,
let's
gotcha.
just chill now. And I never get back to when other people caught up on those 4 chapters, for example. Then I was just like, I was gone because I was too lazy after that. And
Yeah.
didn't care. I just want to mess around. I was never fighting or anything. I just love to break stuff. I love when things break.
So I gather you like metal music then.
Oh yeah, metal music. I love.
Okay.
I don't listen to everything. Like I can listen to Celine Dion and stuff as well. But I think bottom line, metal is what gets me going, especially
for sure.
in the kitchen.
What was the first few bands that you got into?
I would say, like, earlier it was probably Kiss or Judas Priest, but then, like, my all-time favorites is probably Pantera.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the Phil Anselmo, the singer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's badass.
That's what's cool about, music, because, you're all the way in Sweden and you love Pantera.
Yeah.
I'm all the way in, growing up in Meriden, Connecticut, loving Pantera.
Yeah,
so it's cool.
And it's also